You're embarking on a massive tour.
Yeah.
This thing where you're going to go to stadiums and like play for like 50,000 people. It must be its own kind of beast.
It is.
I know you're probably really excited, but does any part of that actually terrify you?
Yeah, every part of it. But I mean, the truth is that touring, I think if I had to choose one thing in my career to do, it's touring. It's just this incredible, I always like to think about touring as like, you can make a show this big ball of happiness, right? And then you just like travel the world, and if you're lucky, maybe that concert can be 5 of the 15,000 people in the arena's best night.
Sure.
So if you're traveling around the world and you're making all of these people's best night of the year, it's this incredibly positive thing. And I didn't actually realize how much that affected my happiness and me, but there's like this really, because I haven't toured much this year, like I have in the past, there's this huge thing inside of me that's like desperate to get back on the road and back to tour. And yeah, so I'm so excited that the nerves aren't really hitting me yet.
Yeah, but when you get out there, I mean, you're touring with people that you've been working with for years and years and years, right? So when you feel those nerves, or you feel kind of, even if you feel down when you're out there, are you guys leaning on each other to kind of bring things up?
Totally. It's so funny. Humans have this thing when they start to feel lonely, they just isolate themselves, and the truth is that what you have to do is do the opposite and surround yourself. And there's always this like 2.5 week point. I call it the 2.5 week point.
Okay.
When you're like, why am I so like lonely and depressed after 2.5 weeks? I got to get back home and see my family. You're not. You're just like in that mode, like, oh yeah, we're out here for a minute. And that's kind of when I find that me and the band and everyone just start hanging so much, like after the shows. And my favorite moments are like after an incredible show when we are just in the green room for 5 hours and we kind of lose track of time, and it's 1 a.m. and we're all still like sweaty from the show. None of us have showered or changed, but there's like this real connection there, you know?
When did you learn that? When did you learn that this is what you need to do to keep things up when you're out there?
People are the thing. That's what I realized. It is. It really is human. The human connection is the solving factor to loneliness. And a lot of people, like I said, want to isolate themselves, but you really have to push the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to put you, you know, this is just me kind of looking at it from the outside, but I feel like this is going to put you on like the next level of stardom. Do you see that for yourself?
Maybe. I think the Rogers Center is a huge thing. This is like, you know, when I was a kid, my dream was, your dream is to play a stadium one day, and then in your home city just makes it even bigger of a deal.
Yeah.
Now that is becoming a reality, and yeah, I can't. I wish I had a way to downplay it, but there is no way to downplay it. It's Rogers Center. It's 50,000 people, and it's huge, and it's going to be spectacular. And it's kind of everything that I worked for is up to that moment.
Yeah, you know, you got like a little economy going. It's like Shawn Mendes Inc.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it weigh on you that you know, you got people working with you and kind of working for you, and they depend on you?
Totally, all the time, and all of those people only want to see you do great, you know. And even like you, and I used to get so nervous to sit in front of someone and be like, oh, they want to make me look bad, but it's not true. You want it to look great, so everyone, you know, works together. So I realized that even if you are the boss, the whole point is that there's a synergy, you know, to make things work. Because if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for anyone.
Right.
And that's the pressure's on all of us, you know.
Are you ever a tough boss?
I don't think I'm a tough boss. I don't know if you'd ask maybe some people who work for me, but I don't think I am.
Yeah. You know, at this point, everybody wants something from you.
Yeah.
Right? How do you know who to trust?
I think you just kind of have a gut feeling about it, and don't take it too seriously. And the real thing for me is I'm actually closer today than I have ever been with my friends from home, who I've known for 10 years. Yeah. We were on this like really serious bond and connection that everything that wants to pull me away from them just makes it even stronger. And I just really kind of hold on to that.
Yeah. You get in touch with your family and friends often, and you talk about it too. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
When you think back to before all of this happened, what was your picture of what fame was going to be like?
I have no idea. I don't think you ever know, because fame is such a vague term, and it kind of means nothing. You know, you are not an icon, or you're not famous just because you're famous. You're famous because you do something that you believe in. And I think you can be you can easily forget that the reason the fame is there is because you love music and you love people and you love making them happy. And if you kind of just focus on that, you'll be good, you know.
Yeah. Are you getting advice now from people that you have looked up to, people that you've been working with on various projects, on how to handle certain things like big arena shows, or how to handle things like dealing with press, dealing with the audience?
Yeah, and all the advice in the world is incredible. The difference is, the problem is that everybody is so different that there's always going to be something that's easy for me that's hard for the next person, and hard for me and easy for the next guy, and that's never going to change, you know. So you kind of have to just make an effort to make your own advice.
Yeah, you've said before that, you know, the best advice you got was just be yourself.
Yeah.
Is there a piece of advice that you took that you were just like, yeah, this doesn't work for me?
Yeah, I'm sure, and I don't remember it because it's not worth remembering the advice that doesn't work. But like I said, yeah, like be yourself, because it would be better to not be known at all than to be known for something you're not, or for as someone you're not. You know what I mean? And that's a really serious thing to me.
Yeah. It's lovely that you get to be surrounded by people, and people that you work with, people that you adore, that you like. But when it's just you, like, when do you turn it off? At what moment are you just like, oh, I just get to be me again, and not kind of doing anything for anybody else?
A lot. I find that I've just, my parents, especially my mom, like my friends, everyone is very giving. I've surrounded myself with really giving people, so I feel like I receive definitely as much as I give.
Yeah.
If not more sometimes. I mean, definitely from the fans. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, dude, I'm a very lucky person. I have really incredible people around me, and a lot of people don't, and I'm really appreciative of that.
You know, a lot of actors, or sorry, excuse me, a lot of singers are getting into acting. We've seen that a ton.
Yeah.
And you're killing it right now. At what point are you going to say, you want to see Shawn Mendes on the big screen, do some acting roles?
Yeah, I would love to do some acting. I think for me, it's one, I love music too much to take a break right now. I just really I love touring, I love making music, I love everything about it, and I just don't want to take that break yet. But if a day comes where I'm like, you know, maybe music can take a break for a year, I'd love to do some acting, because I think acting is really incredible. Yeah.
Over your years of doing this, growing and learning about yourself and learning about the people you're around, have you ever had to kind of cut anybody off, like that gave you bad advice, or that you know is not helping you be the best version of yourself?
Yeah, I don't know if I've necessarily been like I'm cutting you off from my life, but I think, and it's not so much about removing people from your life, it's about surrounding yourself with the people who, you know, make you stronger and build you, you know?
We're going to get to see you do a Grammy tribute to Dolly Parton coming up, which is very cool. Like, how excited are you? Is that nerve-wracking to you?
She's so nerve-wracking. Legend. And my mom's listening to Dolly Parton for as long as I can. I think 9 to 5 was one of the very first songs I ever learned all the lyrics to. Yeah. I mean, so thrilled. But I think in those situations, you just have to do it the best you can. And that's all she would have done.
Have you met her before?
I've never met Dolly, no. That would be a dream. I'm sure I hopefully get to.
Yeah, what are you expecting?
From that night, or from meeting her?
From meeting her.
I'm sure she's going to be the most incredibly aware and humble and beautiful soul, because I don't think you become that successful if you're not.
And the Grammy nominations are coming out soon, in a few days. Are you anticipating getting nominated? Does it matter to you?
I would be lying if I said it didn't matter to me, obviously. Is it everything that I do, and is that what it all stands for? No, that's definitely sure. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. You definitely really don't know, but I do know that I love to play music in front of people, and I would be much more sad if people didn't come to the shows than if I didn't get a Grammy nomination. Yeah.